What is up, winning team? Yes, this is going to be a deep one. I wanted to come and talk to you guys quickly about my experiences with the spirit of death and like what actually happened the week before my birthday, because I was just reminded by something that just happened, and I'm going to start with that. And by the way, I'm crying. I already came out to cry. Anyway, so basically I already came out to cry, and then I just before I got here, I saw a little injured baby bird, and that just sent me off the edge. That was like, okay, I was already coming out to cry because this is what I do. Like when I'm getting distressed, and this is kind of the reason I'm making this video is partially for me, and it's also partially for you guys, because I would hope that anybody who can understand how I feel, I don't know if there's, I'm assuming there is, because I know that one of the lies of the enemy is always to make you feel like you're the only person who's experiencing what you are. But in case there is anybody else out there who understands what I'm about to say, this is for you guys, and please let me know, because yeah, this is what it's really like. Like, this is what it's really like. Like, this is what I'm realizing. And I think the reason I've got so emotional about it all is because I'm finally realizing that, like, yeah, things are as bad as I think they are. Like, they really are, like, in my life and in the world. And it's overwhelming me. So anyway, today was one of those days, right, where, you know, it's a Friday. I don't really work on Fridays, or if I do, I just work the first half of the day because of the Sabbath, right, which is why I work half a day on Sunday normally, or the whole day Sunday. I usually just work until the Sidemen Sunday comes out, to be honest. Anyway, so anywho, how did this day even start? So the whole night started badly, right? So I'm coming off of my period, I think. And so I'm not in any pain anymore, but like my body is just uncomfortable to be in. But I was feeling grateful because I could feel it like leaving, like the whole experience of the season of it all. So I'm looking forward to having my first night's sleep and actually trying to sleep, because I'm actually trying to sleep now, because I've been really worried about my health, which is where this is going. Because honestly, I truly believe that I nearly died like the week before my birthday. And I'm going to tell you guys about it. And it sounds insane and it sounds extreme, but when I tell you what I'm about to tell you, you're going to understand what I mean. So anyway, yeah, last night was a horrible night of sleep, mainly because I didn't sleep very, very much at all. I was just distressed in general, which I realized after one of yesterday's videos uploaded, that I am actually always in a state of stress. That's actually why I can't sleep and I can't just exist. I can't just like sit and eat a meal a lot of the time. I just can't, because I'm just so distressed about being in this planet, because I just feel so unsafe literally everywhere. And it's crazy that here is where I come to, like, this is why when I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I'm basically running to the Lord, like to come and just catch my breath, you know what I mean? Which is why I came out right now, because my heart was just pounding a second ago because of something that just happened, but it was the whole chain of events. So I've already come off of the not good sleep the night before, right? Which I told you guys about. I've slept again, I've had more nightmares, and my nightmares were freaking me out, because in my nightmares, it was like I was seeing what my body's actually looking like removing, with the Holy Spirit removed. Like if the Spirit of God wasn't in me, what state I would be in, which is what freaked me out actually, because in the dream, it was just like, I looked like I was just so deteriorated. And that's actually how I feel, you know? And I just want to say this, like for all the things that I say, look, the sun's already moving this way and I've only been out for like 5 minutes. I want to just say as well that I'm sharing a lot of this stuff with you all because the battle is really for our lives when it comes to the kingdom of darkness. That is all that this is about. This is something I've been talking about. Maybe I should go and make videos about this. It might help lower my heart rate. But the battle is always to do with our lives, right? So it doesn't surprise me or shock me that, you know, things in my life are starting to shift as soon as I've conquered death, because now that death isn't a portion of mine. Anyway, but that's what I was fighting all along. So I'm here, not slept, feeling very tired. And like, I was so tired to the point I was at my laptop and I was literally falling asleep. And that's never happened to me ever in my life before, where I've been like in the middle of like being on like my computer or something working. It's like literally 10 in the morning and I'm like falling asleep. Right? So I'm like falling asleep. I'm thinking I don't want to go back to sleep because I'm scared of going to sleep, because I'm scared of sleep sometimes, because I don't always have the energy to be doing these long prayers that I have to do to be able to have just some reasonable sleep. And I'd already been doing some of them. By the time I start doing them, then I no longer feel like sleeping because now I've been praying, and then I end up staying up, and then it's just like, and most of the time I don't mind, but every now and then I'm like, God, can I just actually sleep tonight? And usually he does allow it unless there's something I'm supposed to be doing, which was the video I recorded earlier, which I haven't even uploaded. And I knew, and I know that every time I'm going to say something, because I'm introducing like a new topic that I really didn't want to talk about, probably the one I wanted to talk about the absolute least of all the topics that I could possibly talk about is this one. So anyways, and I immediately started to talk about it with God when I woke up. So anyway, well, he brought it up to me, I should say, when I was struggling to sleep and whatnot. And then that's what made me think, oh, maybe I should record, Anyway, so I'm exhausted. I'm tired. It's another day that I haven't really slept. I'm trying to work. I'm falling asleep. I get scared. So after some time, I was like, let me just go and eat something, right? Let me eat something because it'll help drain my body enough that I'll actually sleep. Because like I said, I just feel like I'm not really doing enough. It's like spiritually, I feel it's really hard to explain. Like, I just don't have the energy. This is kind of why I'm explaining it, because, I've been asked a lot, like, by people, like how I spend so much time by myself. Where am I? What am I doing? And so I've been evaluating it. Like, am I actually delusional? That's why I've been thinking about all these things, right? Am I actually delusional, or am I really like going through it the way that I think I am? So that's why I'm here to explain, and also to see if anybody else understands. So I've woken up now. What on earth is crawling on me? Well, I mean, I'm outside, so I don't really mind when I'm outside, but that actually goes back to what just happened. So I was finally relaxed, yeah? I've eaten some food. I decided to take a break. I'm like, I'm going to try to take a nap. I'm going to try to take a damn nap. Like, this is what I'm trying to say when I'm explaining about my struggles with sleep and everything. And yes, I've tried every medication under the sun that I could ever try. And all I'll say is that... we'll come back onto that on another day. Anyway, so I'm going to sleep now, and I'm telling you, just as my heart rate is finally starting to relax, because I realized my heart is always pounding, and that's what happened at my birthday, like the week before my birthday. I've been having issues, being concerned about the state of my physical heart, because even right now, I just feel like a pain in it, like this strong pain, and it just feels like it's fighting really hard, and it's been freaking me out. Like, I injure myself left, right, and center. You guys already know this, and it doesn't bother me, but just the way my heart has been feeling, like even now I can feel it. It's been really worrying me, and I've been praying about it a lot. And you might be wondering why I don't go to the hospital, for the same reason that I'm already having a heart, like my heart's racing now. I don't feel safe anywhere. If I go to the hospital, they're going to call the people I don't want them to call, or they're going to make decisions. They're not going to listen to me because they don't listen, and no one listens and takes me seriously. So it's going to make it worse. And rather just pray about it, and actually praying actually brings me more to peace than anything else. It's the only thing, is talking to God and spending time with God, which is why I spend so much time with him, because I feel like I'm exerting so much energy just being alive, like just staying alive, right? So yeah, so no, I'm not going to go to, and also I don't trust them, as we all know, because again, they just start pumping random pharmaceuticals. They just start diagnosing you with the next thing. Maybe you have it. Maybe the doctor just really wanted to try it out. There's already statistics that show, as women anyway, and when you have certain types of issues happening, you're not going to be getting taken seriously. So again, if my leg isn't falling off, and I'm telling people I'm really concerned about the state of, my heart and all this, that, and the other, they'll be like, I remember when I used to actually bother to go to the hospital, and it would always just be like, oh, just do this, like a little slap on the wrist. Like, oh, it's fine, it's just this. And it would always be like that. And that's why there was always a part of me that hoped, that one day I would just pass out. And that the diagnosis would be exhaustion. Nothing else at all, just exhaustion. Because then I felt like that would be the only day people would take me seriously. But I don't want that to happen, because I don't want everybody to panic. Because again, yes, I don't want to call anybody. There's no one I would call in this country anyway, to be honest, unless I enlist the patriarchy. Ironically, there's no one I would call in this country that I would feel safe to be there for me while I'm in this state, right? Which is again why I'm afraid of being pregnant. So again, the thought of that is making it worse. The thought of every single option I have is making it worse. The only thing that's making it better is praying to the Lord. Anyway, so as this is happening, I'm finally calming down. All of a sudden, this fat moth, which this moth was there last night when I was trying to sleep, right? And again, I've got the window open. I'm trying to cool down the room. I'm trying to just like go to sleep. I'm trying to do all this, right? and this fat moth was at the top of the freaking ceiling, which made me jump out of bed. I was thinking, what the hell is on the top at the front of my head? And I just see this shadow because it's in the dark. So I see the shadow. I switch on the light and notice this huge moth. I tried to kill it. It flies off. I thought it was half dying. I didn't know. There's nothing I can do now, right? So anyways, again, trying to sleep, it's like anything I do, it's just something's always trying to touch me. Someone's always trying to touch me. Like something's always trying to bother me, whether it's the demons, whether it's humans, men and women, someone's always just coming at me. And this isn't in my head. Like this is what I was realizing. Because just now as I'm chilling, I'm thinking this moth had died, or at least was dying last night. This moth flew straight into my face out of nowhere, straight at my face. And when I tell you my heart was racing, because I'm already at the edge of myself at every moment, my heart was racing, and I'm here doing the deep breaths and whatever. And then I was like, I was trying to focus on what I was supposed to be doing. I was bearing in mind I was supposed to be trying to take a nap. So now I've decided, I'm like starting to panic. So I was like, let me just try and calm down while I continue doing like some work that I have to do. But I couldn't. I could just feel my heart racing. So I've left as soon as possible. I can feel the tears in the back of my face. I'm like, God, I just need to make it out into into nature somewhere where I can be just with you, because this is all too much, right? And as I was having this feeling in my heart again, just the pounding and like all of this, I was remembering what happened just before my birthday, the week before, right? Because it was the first ever time that I felt like I was dying, and I actually prayed for the Lord not to let me die. That was the crazy part. That's why I realized I'd conquered it in that moment. I was having this same thing, yeah, but it was 10 times worse. Now, why I'm bringing all of this up is I eventually decided, I knew it wasn't good, and I was like, I'm not gonna look into it, because the more I know about what's happening, it's just gonna make me more stressed. If I go to somebody else, they're gonna make me more stressed, because everybody just makes me more stressed, because everybody then starts panicking, and everyone's panicking, and everyone's rushing, and everyone's trying to tell me what to do, and just touch me, and this me, and that me, everywhere me, this. Because that's the other thing I don't want to do in the hospital. I don't want to have people's hands all over me. I don't want to pass out and wake up with some random doctor in there and who I don't even know from Adam. And like, so I just don't want to be touched. I just don't want to be touched. Well, that's not true entirely. Right? But I just want to be left alone, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I just want to be left alone. I don't want to be asked anything. I don't want to be anything, because I'm in such a state of like just panic at feeling so unsafe all the time, right? So this is why I'm sharing this, because I'm realizing this is real. Like this isn't all in my head, and I'm not making stuff out of nowhere. Right? So I'm here now realizing at the week before my birthday, when I really felt like, and I felt myself like slipping out of consciousness. Yeah. But the thing is, I was so intense, everything that I was feeling, like the chest pain, the breathing and everything, I physically couldn't move. So even if I wanted to call somebody, I couldn't. Even if I wanted to pick up my phone, like whether I was with my phone or even shouting out loud, I couldn't, because I couldn't even move. So I was like, if this is my time, I'm going to die now, I guess. But I was scared, and that was the first time I was actually scared to actually die. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I've conquered the spirit of death, because I feel like that's why the Lord let it even happen, for me to see. Like normally I'd just be like, oh, is it finally time? Let's just, you know what I mean? And this is also why I would want to die all this time, you guys, because it's so exhausting. Like being on this planet is so exhausting. And I feel like the closer you get to the Lord, thank God that I can come out here. And as soon as I get out in the fresh air and I breathe and I had to cry, with the Lord for a little bit, I feel, like I can take on the day again. But like, that's the only any sense of safety and peace in this life. And again, it's me alone in the woods. How does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense, right? I'm supposed to go to people. I'm supposed to go to the hospital. I'm supposed to call this, but I can't, because my experiences with all these things that still continue, because nothing has changed. This isn't the past. This isn't 5 years ago. This isn't childhood trauma. This is happening. These are things that are happening in my life as we speak, including in my 28th year of living, which is now. You know what I mean? And so I felt like I was having a heart attack, and I Googled the symptoms a couple of days ago, because I didn't want to do it at the time, because I was like, if I find out that that's what's happening, I'm going to panic even more. And I'm already panicking, and I already can't move right now. I can't move. And bearing in mind, this is at like 3 a.m. This is like 2-3 a.m. So anyway, and this, I've been having this issue like recurring, to be honest. Then, so I checked. There was like 20 different symptoms that came up for having a heart attack. And I was having every single one of them. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And I knew that I was near death in that moment. I knew I was near death. And when I'm telling people that I feel like I'm dying, I feel like it always sounds so dramatic, but that's just because that's just the nature of how my life has always been. Because I've always been coming up against these big level demons. I've always been coming against the really, not just the little baby heinous people, the little small fry heinous people, the top tier heinous people. You know what I mean? I've never been safe amongst men or women. I've never been safe in any institution whatsoever, anywhere, ever, at any time. So I'm always panicking. So yeah, so that's what basically happened. And I feel like because I begged the Lord to save me. And again, this is why I truly believe in Jesus. This is why I believe in Jesus defeating death. Because I'm like, I feel death come so close to me so often. Not just now, but just now I could just feel my heart was racing so much. I was struggling to breathe. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have like a panic attack or something. I need to get outside. Like the walls feel like they're closing in. I don't know where that stupid moth is and why it flew right into my face just as I was feeling comfortable. It's like, it's always that. Just when you're feeling comfortable, just when you're like asleep and people are supposed to leave you alone in your sleep, or just when you're supposed to be in the house of the Lord and you're supposed to be at peace in the house of the Lord, and just when you're supposed to be in the hospital, you're supposed to be comfortable in the hospital. It's in all these places where I've experienced things that makes me feel unsafe in being there, knowing that especially as soon as I put my guard down, oh, that's just the opportunity for the predators to prance, isn't it? And that's the opportunity for the predators to prance. And the predators in the form of men and women. Because the thing with the women that's actually worse in a way, this is why I've said, I know it sounds extreme when I say it, but like now you know this is the truth and now you know why I say it. I would prefer the risks with the guys because the worst case scenario, it's going to be some physical pain. And honestly, I can endure a lot of physical pain. It's not going to be that bad. I'm moved on. Listen, I've already been treated like everything and anything under the sun. So it's not that deep. It's the psychological taking advantage of things that worry me. That's why things like being in the hospital, like the internal things like being injected with something or having people make decisions upon my life. Because I feel like, I don't know, I have some of them are just my paranoias, but some of them is like, especially when you're in a spiritual battle, people are going to look for opportunities to take advantage. I never told you guys about this, right? This is one of the most embarrassing days of my life, right? But I may as well tell you while we're all here. There's only one ever time when I went out ever. What was it? Yeah, there was one time when I went out. There's only one time when I went out ever that I was denied entry into a venue. Yes, I'm talking about when I used to go out partying and stuff. And you'll never believe, right, what happened that night, yeah? So we've all gone out as a group, whatever, and we'd all been at one of the people's houses and, doing whatever we were doing. And then, so we've now all gone out to this place and... yeah, so they don't want to let me come in, right? You'll never guess who was the one who wanted to swoop in to come and be like, oh, no, don't worry, I'll take her, I'll go in like whatever with her. It was this freaking Jezebel of that season that I mentioned to you guys, who swayed everybody, who came along. I warned everybody about her a little bit. Also, that was a little bit of the reason why I was kind of in that state, because I was a little bit like just annoyed, to be honest. And as soon as someone was needed to look after me or to help me, oh my gosh, who is calling me right now? I'm not answering because the last time I stopped recording to answer a call, it was just nonsense. And also it's not even a mobile number. So anywho, so yeah, she swooped in immediately. She swooped in at my weak moment to come and be the helpful one. And everyone's of course like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you. That's so sweet. See, these are the things I be going through like in my own life. And like, don't get me wrong, I feel safe and comfortable, like, because it strengthens my faith. Because I'm like, God, you really must be dwelling within me. Because I don't know. I don't feel good. I don't feel all right. I feel worried. I'm trying, again, part of the reason I was even trying to eat is try to like refuel my body. I've been trying to drink more water. I've been trying to like, look after myself because I can feel that my body's not doing too good, in any aspect. But then again, I'm also like, I do believe, I was thinking about this and it only hit me after the fact that maybe all of these symptoms are just psychosomatic, as in I'm feeling away because I'm distressed constantly, living in this planet, living in this absolutely gorgeous, stunning looking planet with this absolutely horrendous society. And one of the things I've been thinking about, like, is that, my experience, I feel like in a way that the Lord allowed me to maintain my youthful essence. Because like even the way that I dress, when I'm not dressing like I'm trying to dress up, I still dress like how I used to dress when I was a teenager, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes I think my experiences, it's like I'm having the experiences of like what children have. But because they're children, they don't know any different, and they just think everything is fine. But then because I'm an adult now, and again, I was thinking about how ironic about this whole lobotomy situation, and how it's funny that it's only at the age of 25 that your prefrontal lobe, whatever, fully develops. Oh, the squirrel. That was a far jump. That was impressive. Yeah. I'm realizing that, with this lobotomy thing, I think some of the things that have happened historically, like I don't think all of my experiences I'm telling you guys about right now, I don't think they're unique to me. I think a lot of things, they're just the norm, and it's just like the silent people who go through these things, like the kids. Because of course, kids, because they can't defend themselves, because they're not taken seriously, people just feel comfortable to just touch them. People feel just comfortable to always just be doing this, doing this, doing this. They're entirely vulnerable to everybody around them. And that's how I always feel. Like I'm always entirely vulnerable, because either it's because I'm young, it's because I'm this, it's because I'm that, it's because I'm, oh, you're cute, you're like a little doll, being told all of that. And then people just feel like they can touch my face. People feel like they can just touch my body. People feel like they can just touch my hair. People, you know what I'm saying? It's scary. And then when I'm trying to advocate for myself, oh my gosh, people don't listen. Like that happens to me a lot as well. Like I'm trying to explain to someone like, hey, like this has happened to me twice recently, like in the last couple of weeks, yeah, where I've been having a conversation with somebody and I've been saying to them like, hey, can you like pause for a moment, because you're kind of overloading my brain a little bit right now, and I just need a moment to just think about what you just said. And they just keep talking, 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 and they just keep talking. And it's the same with everything. Can you just like back up a little bit? And I'm not talking, and the funny thing is, I'm not talking about these lovely gentlemen either. I'm not talking about them. So it's like I'm always fighting back off of this. I mean, there's obviously the sector of the men of the world who do stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm just like, oh, it's exhausting. And this is why I'm exhausted. This is actually why. This is actually why. It's not in my head. I'm not making it up. My body is responding. Even if I'm mentally just taking it on the chin and just trying to move on with the day. Because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to like get my work done. I wanted to go out early and buy groceries. Because again, it's going to be the weekend. And then everybody's going to be out. So I don't want to be out. Because it's the jungle again. It's the jungle again. So no, I don't want to go and get my groceries in the middle of a Saturday when everybody's out. Just to go and put myself out in harm's way again. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get everything done as soon as possible so I can go and do that, get back in time before all of that, and then enjoy the weekend, because the weekend is something I hate. I hate the weekend. I hate summer. I hate all these things for these reasons. I've always wondered why. Because everybody's just outside and everybody's just extra hella comfortable in these times. So yeah, so anyways, I probably should cry a bit more, because I really do need a good cry, and I did need a good cry. When I sat down and I started crying, it wasn't one of those cries like I've been doing where I've just been like sobbing about everything. No, I was like, whoa, I actually needed to cry, like, because boy, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And the most exhausting part of it, which is why I'm sharing this with you guys, is actually just getting people to believe that things are as serious as they are. Because by the time people believe it, it's like, do you know how much help I could have had? Like, you saying you want to help me, saying I should open up. This is why I'm telling you guys. You wonder why people take their lives. You wonder why people feel alone. You wonder why you say this. And then the world just goes, oh yeah, we care about mental health. And if you are going through anything, you should just open up and talk to someone. Really? Talk to who? And if you talk to them, who's going to believe you anyway? My skin is popping. My goodness. This is the problem. Whenever I cry, it actually makes my skin look better. This is why my skin, part of the reason my skin starts popping off. I'm looking at myself in the mirror after I've been crying, and I'm like, wow, when did you become this gorgeous? Like, for goodness sake. And it's kind of a tragedy. It's the tragedy of my life that, of course, I would look better after crying. It's just all the more reason to not be taken seriously, right? Because that's how the Jezebel thing works. That's exactly how the Jezebel thing works. It always looks like everything is so good for you. So when you need any help, or when you're trying to reach out and do what people are telling you you're supposed to do, you can't get any help from anyone, because no one's taking you seriously because you look too fine. That's why I used to wish that if I was going to get help, I would just like pass out from exhaustion. Nothing else. Not like, Oh, your vitamin D is low. Oh, this, where people can just shove my feelings to the side again. And this is how I feel like, when it comes to, why I feel like I go through these things. I feel like, the Lord, because the Lord knows me, that I don't trust people's evaluation of themselves, because people are highly unself-aware and we tend to want to think better of ourselves than the truth. So for me, the best person to always experiment on is myself. Hence why I'm not a follower of the rules. Hence why I'm always like, to hell with not taking risks. I'm facing it up to death anyway. I may as well face up to it for a reason. Not that I'm trying to, anyway. And I feel like that's why. I feel like that's why he allows it, like these things, so that I can actually feel, I can have the empathy of what other people are actually going through by actually experiencing it. Because I feel like other people wouldn't have made it like through all these things. This is just one-off thing I'm telling you guys about, of all the very many distresses. I've just been telling you about my sleep the last couple of days, and especially because everyone just tells me to sleep all the time. And I'm like, and how is that supposed to be so easy? When I'm being, left, right, and center, there's nowhere that in the world that is safe ever, anywhere, at any time. Because even if there's no human beings around, there's the spiritual world. And if there's the spiritual world, I'm the only person fighting anyway. I'm the only person really believing these things are real. And because I'm going deeper with the Lord, then I'm seeing things for what they are. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I am going to be alone even with that. It's like, it's no use. That's why I'm like, guys, if anybody wants to actually help me specifically, right? Stand up in your own communities. Stand up, because if do you know what would really help would be to feel like, I've said to you guys, and I'm starting to feel like like you guys are really getting it. I would feel it would be better for me in this life to know that there were other people around the world who are standing up. That's what would help, because the Lord is already looking after me. Like, I mean, look, here I am. It's a little doggy. I'm here, I'm already here with the Lord. The Lord's looking after me. Like, my heart rate has gone all the way back down. My heart's not even beating the way that it was. And when I say my heart was beating, I was like, I need to leave. I need to leave, and I need to leave now. Whatever I'm doing, I need to leave. And it'd be like that. That's why I'd be outside. So I'm just trying to find peace in this planet. And that's why I be by myself, because I don't always have the energy. Like, I don't have the energy. People be like, you need to stand up for your boundaries. I'm like, do you know how much energy that takes when people don't take you seriously? Do you know how much energy that takes? And then you have to do this, and then you spend a whole 30 minutes having to explain to somebody why you're saying what you're saying. They're still not getting it. And then by the time they get it, you're even more exhausted than the exhausted you already were. Now they're exhausted as well with their tiny capacity to handle anything. And also the fact that they just thought, oh, it's just nothing. Look at you. You look fine. Everything looks fine. That's the only reason I would go to the hospital, to be honest, is to get an evaluation of my body. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure if I went to the hospital, they will say, it's surprising that you're alive right now. I'm pretty sure that. They'll say that. I'm pretty sure. But it's the Spirit of the living God. And that's what I'm saying to you guys, that this is why when I say that Jesus died for me, and Jesus died to give me life, so that even when I'm facing up to this world and all the demons and just the nature of my existence in the position that I'm in, even then, somehow I would be the one who's vibrant. I'm the one who's thriving. I'm the one who's looking alive. When my body and everything feels like it's shutting down, but I'm on the outside, I'm looking alive. On the outside, I'm the one having, energy and stuff at the same time. It's so weird, because I feel like on the one hand, I feel like so drained, but on the other hand, I feel so built up in spirit. That's why I'm able to come on YouTube and make the videos, because as soon as I'm engaging with the Lord, I feel the strength of the Spirit, in me, and I feel so powerful. And it's insane to think I go from these two extremes, where I'm 1 second I'm here, heart beating, just hoping I can make it somewhere, thinking where's the closest place I know to sit down in the woods to just take a breather and have some of the Lord's medicine, aka the oxygen coming from the trees and whatnot, and then in the nature itself. And on the other hand, I'm here making these videos talking about, these things I've been talking about the losing team, talking about the we win, because life's a game, let's play to win. How the heck does that make sense? And that's when I realized the difference between the flesh and the spirit. That's why I can feel the difference in my body, because my flesh is not doing too good. In some ways, I'm glad, because it's kind of it's good that it's in its killed state, in a way. So I'm not so driven by it. But on the other hand, it's kind of just whoa, the Lord is really with me. But anyways, guys, I'm going to leave that there, because I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I feel like I need to just, I don't know what I need to do. I don't know, but what I can tell you is the answer is not on this planet whatsoever. It's not from the people. It's not from any industry, any organization. It's not coming in from the church either. Because you know how the body of Christ is today. And that's the worst part. And especially when it comes to my experiences when it comes to women. This is what I was talking about in the video earlier, which I did about is Beyonce jealous of Blue Ivy, and this concept of just like the jealous women, and like especially when it's like the dynamic between us younger women and older women, and all of these things, and just something that I realized as a result of Jezebel, that like there's this look that people always give me whenever I'm going through things, right? And I'm trying to explain that I'm like not okay. And I never understood what the look meant, but now I get it. It's like the look is literally, but what could possibly be going wrong for you? Like what could possibly be wrong with you? And there's just something so heartbreaking for me now realizing that that's what it was the whole time. And I would always see that facial expression of people of like, but what's really wrong with you though? So yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on the matters of all of these things. But so I'm gonna dilly-dally, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit here for a minute and probably just cry and talk to the Lord. But yeah, it's not easy, you guys. It's not easy. And these things, a lot of them are happening. It's not just that they're just happening and like is in the sense of me taking an L. In a lot of ways, they're happening because I'm taking the W. Because the enemy doesn't want me to make it to the winning season. The enemy doesn't, because in my mind, all I'm doing right now, all I'm thinking about constantly is, I just have to be the proof. If I can push through everything and I can be the proof, I can be the sign to everybody that what the Bible says is real, because that means so much to me. I understand why people don't take Christianity seriously. I understand why people struggle with the Lord when they don't see things happening in their lives. And I'm like, I know God can do it. I know that the problem is the world we're living in, because I'm dealing with it constantly. And the only sense of peace and energy and breath I get on this earth is spending it with the Lord, right? And so I know, and that's why, part of this is just the attacks of the enemy. Of like, if she makes it out and if she becomes the visual thing for everyone, especially now that I'm oversharing everything on the internet to show you guys the journey, I'm telling you the good, the bad, the ugly. It's like, if I actually make it out to the other side, that's going to be a problem for the kingdom of darkness, because now I'm going to be the proof that it's real. You know what I mean? It's just as real as it is in the Bible, because that's what I'm living up for. I'm like, God, I don't need to live like the world. We're going to live like you. That's why also I don't feel the need to really go to any of these organizations, because I've got the Lord. I was like, God, I'll just pray over myself and I'll just have faith. And honestly, it works. As you guys know, I always pray away things. I prayed away my period pains. I prayed away my asthma. I prayed away so many different ailments and things that I've had. I'm already the proof, but I want to be the proof even greater. And I trust God, because it comes down to faith. Like, who do you really believe? Like, a lot of times I don't like to talk to people about stuff, because I'm like, you sound faithless, and I have no time to be dropping any amount of faith that I have. And even talks about in Revelations, which I think I uploaded the video yesterday, Revelations 21, I think verse 8, but go and check for yourself. Next to cowardice, faithlessness, and it says is detest anything that is cowardly, faithless, the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, the murderers, the everything will all burn in the fire of sulfur and fire, right? So it's like, literally, the Bible says that faithlessness is something that God finds to be detestable. And I'm literally been talking about Moses' generation not making it to the promised land. And the reason why, if we remember, is at the last moment for Moses, when the people were questioning God again, and they were questioning God again, right? He did not go in faith to the people and declare the faith that he had. And God was like, because you couldn't stand before me in faith in front of the people, you and this whole generation is not making it to the promised land. And all he got to do was stand on some mountain somewhere and see the lands that the next generation would find. So that's why I just like, it's real. Basically, that's what I'm here to tell you guys. It's very real. And when I'm saying stuff and when I'm doing stuff, I'm not joking about, I'm not playing games. As much as I say life's a game. And it's not a game. It's not a joke, I should say. It is a game, but it's not a joke. So anywho, if I decide I'm going to keep yapping, I'll start another video. But yeah, I just thought I would tell you guys. And I feel a lot better now, having spoken first of all with the Lord and now with you all, and also rest in peace. Well, actually, that little birdie is, and that was the other thing that was making me sad. I was like, I don't know what to do with the little birdie. I don't know what to do with the birdie, guys. I feel ill-equipped in this life. What do I do with the little birdie? You know, who's injured over there? You know, then again, it's like, but who are you trying to help when you injured your damn self? Oh, anyways, guys, if life's a game, it's play to win. I hope you appreciate my honesty and that I keep it at a buck. When it's good, it's good. When it's not, it's not. And I'm walking in power in the spirit. You guys get to see it. But when I'm also very much experiencing my human experience entirely, and having to really lean on God, like this is what I'm saying. People that don't, not having to lean on God and not knowing how to do it is a privilege to me. Because I wouldn't be here. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be here. So to me, when people talk about struggling with the Lord, I'm like, that is a privilege, that your life is in a situation where you can exist without him being in it more strongly. Because some of us over here, anyways, guys, don't worry. I'm going to be fine. Listen, Jesus defeated death. So death has no sting. The enemy's going to try what the enemy's going to try. And I'm also trying my best. And I'm also trusting the Lord. And also, to be honest, stuff like this, now that I'm saying it to you guys, these are always the signs. You know, like I said, Moses right there, when he was right there, they're on the way. Who knows how many hours, how many days, how many weeks away they were from crossing over into the promised land. And all he had to do was hold on to his faith. So anyways, life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.